Oh, yeah. Welcome to Pot of Thunder, the recognized symbol of excellence in rock and roll podcasting, brought to you by Blue Microphones. They look great. They sound even better. And you know who I am.
Here's my buddy Andy.
That's right. It's your buddy Andy, America's little brother. As always, joined by that man over there who is stretching those hammies. Give it to me, Nick. Yes, look at him go. Polka dancing his way across the podcast studio. Put your hands together for the one, the only, Nick Polak. You sound out of breath. You had a week off. Whew. You should be well rested.
Too well rested.
Too well rested.
Out of condition.
Okay, I guess that does happen.
Yeah, you got to keep your skills up, your stamina up.
Yeah.
You miss by a week, you regress a little bit. Atrophy sets in.
Oh, no atrophy today, because you want him. We got him.
I think we need a gunslinger, somebody tough to tame this town. I think we need a gunslinger, there'll be justice all around.
Oh, put your hands together for the breakout star of the podcast medium. That's Chris L. And we are Pot of Thunder, and we are all back together here in April on this very special month. All month long.
Oh.
And it wouldn't be Pot of Thunder month if we didn't run into obstacles and horse shit every time we leave the house. Right, Chris?
Or two public meltdowns in a row.
2 run-ins that we've alluded to with Nick, and we have to fill in the details, and also give the details to the listeners. Mm-hmm. So you want to start with the one at the hotel,
oh, sure.
And I'll do the one at the venue.
Okay. So on the last episode, assuming you're listening in order, it was on the road at a hotel with Chris Jericho and PJ Farley from Fozzy. Great episode. But we were at this Quality Inn in Aurora, Illinois. And I think the name of the hotel was a fib. It was like when you call a giant man tiny. That kind of thing.
Jumbo shrimp.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bald guy curly.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Not a Quality Inn. But anyway, we went in there. We're setting up the room. In the past, I've gone overboard when Rich and I took a bed apart and all that stuff to set up the podcast room to have enough people, all that. But I was like, okay, I think we're all right, but we need another chair, because there was one chair, the bed, an office chair, and an ottoman.
Yeah, we
for
didn't
4 people.
We didn't. If I may, Andy.
Go ahead.
We didn't really need an extra chair, but so we walk in through the lobby, and then so across from the front desk is the disassembled continental breakfast area that I think there are hotels in Ukraine right now that are in better shape than this place. I mean, all the equipment was just shut down, and then they just had tables and chairs piled up on top of each other. Just it looked like shit. Okay, all this shitty continental breakfast furniture just piled up on top of each other. So we're sitting in the room, setting up, and, the ottoman didn't have a backrest, so I'm just like, maybe we could ask if we can borrow one of those chairs. Nobody's using them until the next morning at the earliest. Mm-hmm. Maybe they'll be, cool enough to let us borrow a chair for a few hours. So Andy went out there, and what happened next?
So I said, hey, man, do you mind if I grab one of these chairs, just to have an extra seat in the room? Got a couple buddies coming over. I'm going to sit down and have some pizza. And he's kind of smiling. He's like, no.
Really?
No, you can't. You can't touch those chairs. No. I was like, nobody's going to use them. I'm not going to keep it. You know what room I'm in. He's like, I'll go to the, what did he call it? Bismart, which I don't know. I'm assuming that's some kind of business center. I'm shocked that the Quality Inn would have a business center or whatever. But he's like, I'll go to the Bismart and see what I could find for you guys. You're in room whatever? I'm like, yep. He's like, okay. I'll go over there and I'll find something. See if I could find something. He didn't make a promise, but he promised he would go see if he could find something, right? So at that point, we had everything set up in the room, all wired up and stuff. So we went back in there for a few minutes, not long, maybe 10 more minutes or something. Then decided to head over to the venue, Chris and I. So we head out and we walk by the guy. He's still sitting there on his laptop watching The Office or whatever. He didn't move.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a damn about giving us a chair. Just flat out no. And the funny...
So would he have moved had you just, hey, we're taking one of these?
See,
Would he have actually moved in that case?
That's the lesson, is to just take stuff.
Just to take it.
Or just find it. You know, like we've done this in the past where Rich, you know, he's he's a different breed. He just does things and makes things happen instead of asking and saying what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
He would have had 10 chairs if we wanted it. So
Yeah, that's true.
He would have had chairs to throw out the window if things got crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, just it's another further proof that if you try to do things the right way, you're going to have a harder time of it.
Yeah.
Just take what you want, as Paul Rogers and Iggy Pop have said in the past.
Yep. So then we head over to the venue. Great show. Had a great time. But Chris, you can tell the second story here about what happened.
So this
Our
was
second
within
run.
probably about 20 minutes.
No.
This is a
Of
couple
each other?
hours.
This was
Oh,
after
okay.
the show.
Oh, okay.
So after the show got done, we got, 3 tickets for me and Andy and our good buddy, listener Neil Johnson, who we were pleased to hook up with a Fozzy experience. It was good to see him. We've never met him before, but he's one of our best listeners, most thoughtful Facebook commenters every week, and it was a good time. But with the tickets, we got one, not a laminate, but one of those felt stickers or whatever you applied yourself. And how did the door guy describe it to you?
Oh, he goes, okay, you guys got tickets. They're general admission, but I'm going to give you one of these from the band that they left for you. It's an all-access pass. As long as you have that on you, you can go in and out wherever you want in the venue. But if you don't have it on you, you're just general admission. So make sure you don't lose this. I said, okay, got it, buddy.
All right, so after the set, we're hanging around, wondering, how we're going to meet up with Jericho and PJ and bring him back to the not quality inn, the low quality inn to do our recording. And we're like, we got an all-access pass here. Why don't we just go to where we saw the band disappear to after the show and go back there and hang out and just, make it known that we're there and we're ready to go whenever he's ready.
Say hello.
So we go up to the area, that they've got it cordoned off. And, this roid head security guy is, we go up to him and Andy shows him the pass and says, can we head back there? We have to meet up with Jericho. And the guy just looks at us and goes, no, you can't do that. And it's just like, what do you mean we can't do that? It's a fucking all-access pass. That's what they told us at the front door, and he just wasn't having it. So we texted Jericho. He told us that the road manager, what was her name again? Do you remember that?
It was Avery.
Yeah. Road manager would come out and meet us, take care of it. She did within about 5 minutes. Essentially led us right past this guy. And
did you bonsai moon him as you walked by?
I did with my eyes, if that's possible.
But it's just like, what is the deal? It's an all access pass. What does all access mean?
And there's one small detail that really irritated me about what he said. He goes, like you said, no, and he kind of laughed like, no, you're not going back here. And I was like, oh, well, it's the all-access pass. And he goes, Oh, that doesn't do anything. Like, that doesn't do anything. Okay.
Man, oh man, it's Studio 54.
I know.
Yeah, it's like, what are you
It's
talking
like you have to
about?
get naked before you could come in.
Yeah.
It's like something stupid where he's got the power in the
Yeah.
situation, and
I would have done it if he said that, but he didn't even give us
you
that
probably-
option.
It's, I mean, like going up to the bartender and say, yeah, ordering your drink, say it. Yeah, I'd like to run a tab and be like, no, can't do that. It's like, but I have a credit card here. I'll just leave it with you and keep a tab open. Well, that doesn't do anything. Well, of course it does. That's how I'm going to pay you anyway. Keep the fucking tab
currency does nothing.
I guess
here.
not, yeah.
open. Unreal, man.
Yeah, and for the record, I'm not sure if you said this and I missed it, but he was an employee of the venue, not of the band.
Right.
Was this the same guy in both cases?
No.
Well, this guy was like Chris said, a big muscle dude. The other guy was like, I don't know, just a regular Joe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Vastly different. Excuse me. Vastly different nationalities. I'll just
That's
leave it at that.
Sure.
And notice I didn't say ethnicities. I said nationalities. They're different. So.
Okay. When the guy told us no, this is what Chris said.
I don't fucking deserve this shit.
When stuff like this happens, you understand why guys like Yngwie go off.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this is not necessary.
You guys should have done the 5150 era strut, three-man
Yeah,
strut
right,
past
exactly.
this guy when you're being let in.
Yeah. Chris also said.
To release the fucking fury.
So yeah, file those two guys.
I saw 2 days in a row, two different people unleash the fury in the middle of the road.
What is happening around us with these people just
know.
not behaving, not following the rules of
Two
society?
meltdowns, grown men having meltdowns in the middle of the street.
All right.
2 days in a row.
Give us both of
There's
them.
not. Well, the one I found out later, it was not far from where I work, that it was there was a semi trailer parked blocking a stop sign. So the semi truck didn't know he had to stop, and he thought that the guy who turned in front of him cut him off. So he's like tailing him. So we pull up to this stop sign where the cross traffic doesn't have a stop sign, so we're sitting there. I'm a few cars behind. The dude gets out waving his arms at the car in front of him. Just at that point, a couple cars go, so they move off. The guy's truck is sitting there in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
People are waiting for him. He gets back in. It's just, I don't know, stupidity. And then even dumber, I'm in the line at Panda Express tonight.
Oh boy.
And about 3 or 4 cars behind me, I hear a guy absolutely berating the woman in the passenger seat.
Oh my
with
God.
him. And, big pickup truck, kind of, that just to set the scene.
Yeah.
In a big pickup truck, windows down. It's only like 50. You don't need the windows down right now. But he has them down.
He has them down so you could hear him
And I'm trying
screaming.
to order, and I hear, and he's, absolutely losing it. These are grown men in the middle of the road, having, as I said to you guys in a text message, Jim Harbaugh-esque meltdowns.
He said.
I don't know what's going on.
insane?
She was going to order the wrong,
If that's all
wrong
he's,
chicken.
if that's all he said, then he would have been pretty composed by comparison. Yeah.
So what did you end up ordering?
I got the honey sesame chicken breast
Yeah, you did.
because they got rid of my sweet fire chicken breast.
What?
Yeah,
They got rid
It's
of it.
another
it's not
slight.
there.
dare him? How dare him?
It's not there anymore.
That's
It's another
ridiculous.
slight against the Pot of Thunder crew. I mean, everybody is just pulling shit on us lately. What's going on? Especially in our anniversary month, no less.
We
What is
just
this
we can't
shit?
let everybody keep us down.
No,
We have to plow
No,
forward.
That's true. And we're, fully staffed up again. And I believe it's Nick's turn to pick the
Oh,
song.
man.
It is. Yeah.
Now, are you going to the list? Or?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Well, then, in that case, why don't you head on over here, and I will pull the lever for you. Fire up that bozo pewter. Here we go.
Stand by. Let's go over to the Bozo Pewter.
here.
half a block while that played.
I know. Number 1590. Look at that.
Oh no.
Do you know that one?
Oh, this is all right.
Oh, that's a yes?
Yeah.
All
Yeah, it's one of the listeners maybe a year or so ago told me he submitted this. If it ever comes up, please pick it.
Wow.
Oh, here it is.
It's Mr. Brandon Furlong, so this is for you. And also we have another listener submitted it. So, well, Andy can give us the details.
Sure.
But, yeah.
All right. Well. I guess we should probably announce what it is first before I read their comments. I don't want to spoil anything.
Wow.
But
First pull.
yeah. First pull, it's on here twice.
And I don't even really know this song.
But you just know that.
But it's one that I know he is very excited about.
Okay.
Before we do that, though, I have an occurrence from the year 1590 pulled up. We ready?
Yeah, this is good.
All right. September 15th, 1590. Urban the Seventh succeeds Sixtus the Fifth as the 228th Pope. He dies of malaria 12 days later.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's
12 days later, they said.
and then
He was succeeded on December 5th by Gregory the 14th.
Oh, Gregory.
and when that happened, a couple years afterwards, Joseph Kiss Sr. said, I don't remember who the last pope was, but there was a pope, and the pope died.
They really had 229 popes by December 5th, 1590.
How many?
229, it says.
I guess so.
There really been that many fucking popes? Jeez.
It's I forgot the number now, but yeah, it's 2-something now still.
What?
Damn.
Wait.
Pretty
how
sure.
could it be? If it was 290
290?
400 years ago, how could
Did you say
it be?
290?
229.
Oh, 229. Still.
Andy
500 years
just
ago.
added 70 generations.
Wait, who's the current pope, Andy? You, or Nick, you would know
It's
this.
Pope Francis the First.
Pope Francis the First.
We got to figure this out.
I want to see which pope he is. Pope Francis I.
You like that, huh?
Where is it?
For some reason, it doesn't say on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Way to go, Wikipedia. It's 2-something, though.
Are you serious? They
Pretty
haven't crossed
sure.
over to the threes. I guess no more popes died of malaria 12 days into the.
Well, we had.
Wouldn't they think? Wouldn't they realize he's sick with malaria when they appointed him, and just not appoint him at that point, or is that not how it works?
I don't know. And how long does it take malaria to, to be contracted and kill you? I don't know. I have no idea.
And back then, I don't know.
Be like, yeah, I have malaria. Can I still be the Pope? No. No, it doesn't work that way. No, you're out.
But
But
the white smoke came out of the chimney.
and I was appointed.
That does nothing.
No, it does nothing. The white smoke does nothing. What do you mean it does nothing? It's done everything for the previous 227 popes. What kind of bullshit is this?
Well, I mean, 3 popes ago, he was only for 30 days, so it still
Who was
happens.
that?
John Paul I. He's the one
And
that
what-
Paul Stanley couldn't think of.
Oh, okay.
And what happened to him?
Well, mystery surrounding that one. Just died in his sleep, I think. But
I mean, it can.
of course,
happen,
there are conspiracy theories out there
Oh, boy.
that he was going to clean up the Vatican bank accounts, and
Oh well,
they couldn't have that.
It's like,
What the hell are you doing?
Hey, do you mind if I clean up the Vatican bank accounts? No.
That won't do anything.
No. You don't do that.
The guy said.
Die, you bastard!
Too much.
This is he's 266, by the way. I just
Really?
Yeah.
How is
They've
that
only
possible?
Had fucking 46 pope, 36 popes
In
500 years, 400 years.
432 years
apparently.
or whatever.
What?
It was
Hold on a minute.
1590. Something's wrong here.
Wait a minute, and at least one was in the fucking thing for 30 days. What was it again?
266 is the current one.
So 36 in 1590 to 1990, 400.
That's
432. 36
I'll be
divided
damned.
by
what
432.
kind of average
Wait,
do we have there?
432 divided by 36.
And John Paul II.
That's like
was
yeah, I guess an average
yeah.
tenure of 12 years. I guess that's
Sounds about
possible. I don't know. That's a weird number.
Seems
thing.
yeah, that's messing with me.
Anyway. All right, well, the hard work is done. The song's been picked.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Nick, do you remember the info? Or you want me to do it?
I don't know the album title. So you may
Wait.
have to-
Nick, do you remember the info? No.
No. I read it, but that doesn't do
I don't.
anything.
The song list doesn't do anything. It's not where we get the songs from. No.
This guy worked for Three Floyds, by the way. before.
Pretty much.
Okay. Had similar run-ins like that.
Yeah.
These dickheads.
Okay, let's turn the microphone over to Chris Jericho.
All right, Hammo. This one's called
Mista Bone,
Off of
Twice Shy,
by the band.
Great White.
Ow! Oh! Whoo.
Okay, so
Did you have this tape? Which Great White tape did you have?
probably
When-
once
from
bitten.
from Peaches or Coconuts or whatever it was called then.
Yeah, I was so upset. I was
What happened now?
duped into it by our older brother Jay.
He pulled the strings
He
back then.
Yeah, the oldest brother.
Get the Striper tape. Oh no, you picked the Striper one, and he was upset because he wanted you to get something else. I think
He was upset. I can't even use
I
the
think
words he used to
I got
say
the-
what Striper were.
I got the Winger tape. I think, which actually the Winger tape was good, so I wasn't upset.
Did it have "I'm hungry" on it?
It did.
Yeah, good.
No, I went there to buy Skyscraper by David Lee Roth. He told me, no, that's dumb. You're not getting that. Get this
Didn't we
Great
already
White
have
tape.
shenanigans?
Oh, then maybe it
I'm
was
calling.
Slam Dunk or something. It
Oh,
was some
man.
David Lee Roth
That'd be
tape.
Something.
And he was like, no, you're not getting that. That's dumb. Get
no,
this.
Yeah.
No.
So
Yeah, can I get David Lee Roth's Skyscraper? No.
Look at how such a pattern going on.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of denials, being just flat out denied of what we want. It doesn't make any sense.
All right, so like Nick said, this song was submitted by Brandon Furlong. Brandon says, have always loved this song. Surprised it never got bigger. Okay.
Oh.
And then our buddy Ryan Free. What up, Ryan? Ryan says, this song feels like it'd be up your alley.
Okay.
So, two
this-
listeners whose opinions I respect.
And this song is Twice Shy is the album that has the Ian Hunter cover, Once Bitten, Twice Shy on it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard this song a handful of times. I think it was played somewhat regularly on Detroit / mid-Michigan rock radio back in the day.
But I don't think I really know this song. I know definitely.
So what?
Once Bitten, Twice Shy. Rock Me is probably my favorite song I've heard by Great
Rock-
White.
Yeah, Rock the Night, you mean?
I thought it was Rock Me.
Is it Rock Me?
I think so.
Okay.
It's
So,
Rock Me.
so,
yeah.
so you never heard the song, but you reacted somewhat
Well, I remember
positively to see the. It's because
I
somebody
remem-
approached you about it.
because Mr. Furlong had told me when he submitted it, and he said, "Please, if it ever comes up, you guys will love it. Select it." And this was a while ago already, but as soon as who's gonna forget the title Mista Bone?
yeah.
So yeah,
Andy, are you familiar with this one?
Never heard it.
you know the bass player's name was Tony Montana.
I did know that. Yes.
And did Jack Russell ever have a band called Terrier by any chance?
I should have. It's not too late. He's still. I know he's alive, but isn't he like not doing much?
I think he's got.
He's touring
there-
around
Oh,
with
is he?
a version of Great White.
Yeah, Great White is like Queensryche,
Rat.
where there are two different versions out there.
L.A. Guns had
simultaneously.
multiple versions going on.
Jack Russell's Great White. Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if they were still doing that.
Yeah, apparently they are. I think so. And then Mark Kendall and Audie Desbro, I guess is the guy's name. They're still kicking around. Both, they're using Great White, and then Jack Russell adds his name before his version. As far as I know, I think that's what's happening.
Oh, interesting Japan and UK bonus track. I think Chris would be kind of interested in a bit of a 2-song. I don't know if it counts as a medley if it's 2 songs.
Yeah,
What
a
is it?
mashup of sorts. Bitches and Other Women.
A Stones and Foreigners or Foreigner.
Mashup of Stones Bitch and Foreigner's Women.
Interesting. I had just heard I think it must be before this album. I just stumbled upon it a few weeks ago. A song called No Way by Great White. Pretty good song. It's a coincidence this came up because I was just listening to some of the stuff from that era, which I think maybe a couple of records before this. But I mean, I remember the video for Once Bitten, Twice Shy. I don't know if was this song. So you're saying it was a single, Chris?
I don't know if it was a
that's your-
single, but I've heard it on the radio. I remember
Let's see.
hearing it on the radio back in the day.
Actually, it's not, but okay. Written by, looks like the whole band, pretty much, and then I don't know. I don't know all these guys. There's some guy named Lardy. That's their
Michael.
yeah,
Hardy?
Michael Lardy.
I just like Lardy better. It's like a guy who'd be an anvil.
Alan Niven co-wrote this. Apparently, he was a manager of Guns N' Roses and Great White at some point. Interesting.
You know, we talked about this last week, and I think this was my aversion to Great White that I've still not yet grown out of. Maybe I will today. But when you're young and you don't like the way someone looks, that's pretty much the end of it. And I didn't like the way Great White looked in their music videos. So I was like,
they
these
looked
guys-
old,
yeah,
didn't they?
yeah, they looked old.
It's like-
they didn't have cool haircuts. They had
No,
like bangs in the front.
No, Jack Russell looked like he was 60
Yeah.
back in the day.
Look at that white hair.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, the look of it was a turn off for me as well.
And you know, David Lee Roth probably kind of looked old. I don't know, but he's the energy of a young boy. So there was something. I don't know. If we're comparing the two, I wanted to buy that tape, not this tape.
Uh,
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
sometimes you come home with one that you're not in love with.
A goose egg.
It's that bad, huh?
I don't know if it's that. It just
You weren't happy with it at all.
No, I was not. It's like, you look at these guys' haircuts.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
As you're at the register.
This is just, we're just going to chalk this week up as a failure.
Well, and I know we've said stuff like this before, but this was the late 80s, I would say, when you got this.
Yeah.
It was an investment. It was
Sure.
like, I have to live with this. This isn't, this isn't like Columbia House, 10 CDs for a penny or whatever, like where you can just take a chance on something. You didn't want to take a chance on anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was so enraged with Out of the Blue by ELO. It was a fucking double album. It wiped me out for months.
Yeah,
it
it
was
would-
terrible. That's why I destroyed it.
Feels like a betrayal when you get a
Yeah, it's
bad tape
horrible.
back then.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. There's something to be said about when you get a great one back then, too. Versus now, and it's like,
It's worth, more times than not, it's worth the gamble. But when
Yeah.
you get a piece of dog shit like the Great White or the Out of the Blue, it pisses you off when you can't really absorb that kind of misfire.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Well-
you guys ready to do this?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
let's
let's
take
do
a
it.
quick commercial break. It's going to be so quick.
Oh, Andy.
Yeah.
Exactly what are we waiting? No, I've said it wrong. We're waiting for exactly what? A commercial?
Yes,
That's what
we
it was.
are.
Okay.
So tell me. Yes, we're waiting for a commercial. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, you ready to do this? 1989, track 5 of 9, Mista Bone. All right. Do we have to continue?
Are you saying you don't like it?
Not yet.
You've had it. It's too sparse or what?
I don't know. It's just silly.
I mean, it's I'd say laying the groundwork for a bit of sleaze rock so far.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
and that that could be a good thing.
I'm sure that's where
listen,
it's going.
Listen to it with your however old you are. ears.
Are you not appreciating the bass stylings of Tony Montana?
I'm not yet.
No?
No.
I'm getting a slight Eye of the Tiger vibe.
Hmm.
So it might be one of those, motivational, throw it in a movie during the sequence when somebody's getting off the deck or somebody's, ramping up to take on a challenge. I'm getting a slight twinge of that vibe at this moment.
This is basically a Faith No More song, Andy.
know.
You should love this.
Yeah, there should be some strings coming in.
He's just not slapping it the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Was it falling to pieces, or it's essentially the same thing, isn't it?
No, maybe
yeah.
maybe We Care a Lot.
Okay, sure.
Falling
Yeah.
to Pieces is bump 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 bump.
No, but I'm
bump,
just
bump,
but
bump,
just that
bump,
groove,
bump,
just sort of
bump.
like
All
a
right,
groove
now
with
you're copying the Vanilla Ice argument. With, ours goes bump 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 ba da bump bump. And, it's essentially
This
the
goes
same thing.
bump bump bump. It's like
Well, see,
Jaws. Maybe
it's
they're
stuck
doing
in your
it.
head already.
Yeah, you're right.
Unbelievable.
I think they're doing some kind of shark thing. It's a play on the
Interesting. On the-
That
Jaws.
would make
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
It'd be on brand.
Yeah.
Takes a while.
Right. Slow shark. Plenty of time to get out of the water.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not swimming ashore by now, it's your own fault. The consequences are all on you.
Like why did the fin just turn into the water and I see its belly now?
It's doing tricks.
But no, here's an instance where the producer should step in and say, look, we don't need 14 bars of this.
That's a live thing, and
Yeah.
you could be talking to the crowd during this.
As Bon Jovi is famous for saying, don't bore us, get to the chorus. We haven't even gotten to more than two guys playing at this point.
Yeah, and we've only had one note so far.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, this is a little too. What's the overall length of this song?
5:10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up the bass
Okay.
tab for this while we're listening.
It's should be one note. Repeat. Open. E. Bomb. Okay. This is like a parody of, I don't know, of music.
Oh wow! I was thinking it has a slight groove or similarity to the groove in She, the main riff. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh.
It's got a little bit of
Yeah,
some kind of.
they're
thing
trying
like
to
that.
get a little more intricate with it.
Yeah,
with time signatures and
It's kind of hard to latch
that.
onto exactly what they're doing so far, what the riff is.
although I'm on board with what Nick has brought to the table. If this is a string section, it would be a Faith No More song at this point. If they had a bunch of cheerleaders spelling out "Be aggressive," it would be a Faith No More song.
But
They had about
they don't.
4 or
so
5
that's what's
vocalists
missing.
coming in during this intro, cycling through.
That would work. You know what they're doing, Nick? They're sucking. That's what they're doing. You said you can't figure out what they're doing here.
So
Can't put your finger on it.
So the other listener who submitted this was wrong. It's totally not up our alley.
Well,
at least Andy's.
Well, I mean,
It doesn't
Andy's in denial that it's a Faith No More song.
I'm getting
essentially.
angrier. Well, hey, being up our alley doesn't mean it's good. It's up our alley could just mean it would be good for you guys to talk about this song.
No, I think the implication was that we'd like it,
All
which I'm. Jury's still out for me. Andy obviously hates it. Nothing's going to turn him
Yeah,
around.
but you know what? The actual song itself, I have a feeling, hasn't even shown its
No.
head yet.
Yeah, but
I think you're right.
But when is it going to show its head? I mean, that's what the other thing we're getting at. It's like, get to it, you know?
It's 35 seconds in.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, here
I mean,
comes
it's-
Mr. Sex Symbol Jack Russell, who looks like he's fucking 60. You know, no nether regions are moistening at this point. It's just not happening.
That was the noise he made because his soup was too hot.
He knows it's gonna take a few minutes for them to heat it up, so he wants it now.
Yeah.
We basically settled into heaven and hell groove now, so
Yeah.
That girl, just a cool, good looker. That baby's sweeter than raw brown sugar.
raw brown sugar.
Baby sweeter than raw brown sugar.
That is sweet.
Honeybee with twice the sting. Essentially the same
Yeah,
sentiment.
it is.
How could Andy not like this?
Yeah. And he's got a great voice. Not
Yeah,
gonna
of
knock
course.
it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, he's,
Great voice.
I always thought he had a great rock voice.
A great voice.
A great
The
hard
word
rock
great
voice?
being used here.
I'd say yes.
I don't know. I think that's pushing
He's
it.
extremely capable for this kind of music.
To me, it's a little whiny, high pitched. I was never impressed with this guy. You know, again, the look puts you off, but
Yeah.
I don't know. He just always struck me as just some average bar singer.
Wow.
The word "great." I mean, I get it's part of the band name, but let's not affix it to his vocals.
He's got a very white
okay?
voice as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's nothing
no, I
great
think-
about it.
No, it's got there's a unique quality. There's a higher pitch, but a sort of Stephen Piercy-esque
He's got
no.
rasp.
delivery.
come
Yeah,
on,
he's got a
no.
little bit of that.
He's got grit in there.
No, I don't hear
A
any
uniqueness,
of that.
a little.
I don't know
there's
where you guys.
There's
are
a
going with
certain range where it's there. It's kind of in its stride where it sounds very full. It's got like an effect, kind of like a Stephen Piercy.
Well, and then also in comparison to everything else, I'm not saying that the guys in the band are not capable, but this.
Oh, they're all capable.
Yeah, this
but-
sounds like shit though. This sounds like a demo. This doesn't sound like a professionally produced album.
I'm with you on that. I think that the base of Mr. Montana is like they didn't like put any effect. It's so bone dry.
Yeah.
Mista Bone dry. Funny. But yeah, it's like there's no production value to it. And
They ran out of money with this one, I think.
well,
Last track they recorded,
yeah,
possibly.
but then the cover version got him some traction.
Yeah, and that doesn't
but,
sound so bad. I mean, that sounds fine. At
Well,
least
I'm-
as far as I remember, I haven't listened to it intentionally in a long time.
Well, we spent several years listening to the Animalize album, which the hits they must have known were going to be hits.
Yeah.
As far as from a production effort standpoint.
I think that I think you hear that a lot on a lot of albums, especially in the '80s. So yeah, it's not unusual in that respect. But yeah, I mean, the sound is underwhelming, and as is the vocals. I just never bought into this guy as like a a worthy rock star. He's like, you know, some retread you'd see at the corner bar.
Let's see.
What do you think?
I don't mind the chorus.
Yeah, I think
I think
I think
turned,
they made it work with that riff from the beginning.
It made a turn for the better at the chorus. Yeah. Until then, I wasn't buying any of it. But yeah,
I'm still not sure. I mean, I guess there's the obvious what Mista Bone is, but
well,
I'm looking for something else.
If they really lack that level of subtlety, then that's a problem.
Well, she grooves with Mista Bone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I didn't catch some of these lyrics. I don't know if they're
I've got
important.
'em up
Okay,
here.
give it
Yeah.
to us, Chris.
Yeah, when she's in the mood, when she's needs that loving groove, when she wants it rude, she grooves with Mista Bone.
She wants it rude
Yeah.
when she's working blue. It could be another line later in the song.
All right, let's continue.
If she hits that loving groove when she's getting rude, she grooves with Miss.
All right, I got to double back here because there's a lyric that we missed that deserves some analysis. Okay. There's the fourth line of the opening stanza. She says she wants to have the small head rock her.
God,
Okay.
stupid.
I mean, what do you say about that?
You
what
can
is
say
there to
it's
say?
you can say it's not a cliched line. I've never heard
Yeah.
that before.
Yeah.
Well, you've never heard somebody say that you're thinking with your little head here. That's what.
Well,
that's, speaking of course of the penis.
I can't think of a rock song where it actually says
No,
it like that.
this
though.
might be the first one and the only one.
Yeah, hopefully the last one too.
Until I get
So-
home
so
and
yeah,
get the
this-
notebook out, the guitar and the notebook out later.
So yeah, this is a song about a dick, basically.
See, I was thinking either that or a witch doctor.
Well, that would be better.
I was thinking one or the other.
Well, it's not the witch doctor. We've determined that, but yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
A song about.
She wants to have
That.
the small head rocker. Okay, first of all,
Oh goodness!
you got to be careful with using words like little and small when you're trying to rock a woman with your other head. Let's put it that way. So you got to be careful with those
How small
adjectives.
that is.
You got to be real careful with your selection of words.
That's
so.
true. That's not
No,
not
that's-
terribly enticing.
No, you got to be careful with that.
You want to see the small one?
In that situation, it's best to use the word other head. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like in keeping with the possibility of it being about a witch doctor, you could have said the shrunken head.
You might as well.
Well,
He said
yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Which still probably not that that
it's-
attractive.
no.
He should have said swollen head,
Yeah, exactly.
swollen purple head.
If you don't want to say if you don't want to say other, you have to you have to default to something that implies some largeness.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
that's
some-
just
some-
a fact.
I mean, virility is ultimately what you want to go for.
Yeah. Whether it's true or not, you don't put it out there at least.
Right, but virility is not, you don't equate virility with the word
No,
small.
No,
that's-
you
I mean,
definitely don't.
I don't know how else you would say it. I
Well,
guess
you'd say other. Swollen is better. anything but small or little. You just those words are out of the lexicon in this discussion.
Yeah, that's a poor choice.
All right, so we got another stanza coming up. Play it through, and we'll
Tiny marbles is one of the lyrics here.
roll them like a couple tiny marbles.
Hold on, Andy's gonna deny it. He was just getting down over there.
I did
Something
like-
about coming into the second verse.
I like that little bass fill. Yeah,
Yeah, and then it played nicely afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
nice.
he's also he's had the realization that this song is about a dick, so he's much more interested in it now.
Well, now I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Now that we know for sure what it's about.
So that line was just take it like a sweet injection.
Gross.
The audacity.
Just immature and gross.
Now here's another line that is a little sketchy with the word choice. Go ahead.
Oh, great.
Again, the word token implies smallness. It's like a tchotchke of some sort.
A sample, yeah.
Yeah, it's a terrible word choice. This guy, and it's just confirming what we already all of us suspected about Jack Russell. He has a tiny penis.
Yeah.
That's why he has to blow off pyrotechnics in a small club.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have the manhood to just not do anything to compensate for that. So yeah,
Get yourself into a
token,
lot of trouble.
another terrible word choice.
Mm-hmm. Don't tell me what he's going to rhyme it with.
If I can only achieve.
A baby erection.
Well, you're both wrong. It turns out the next lyric is you're gonna need a cesarean section.
Let's find out
Now,
what.
actually, the actual lyric is rather amusing. You might
Okay.
enjoy it.
Okay.
I'm gonna play you like a rhythm section.
I like
Rhythm
that.
section.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Better than cesarean section.
Yeah, it
actually.
is. Hey, I just noticed something. Nick and I were in the same socks from many years ago. How
Wow.
weird.
Look at
I
that.
have a pair of those too.
Piano looking
How
socks.
strange. All right, let's keep going.
Let me see that again. My baby. Oh, yeah. Drive a mile just to ride you again. Baby, won't you?
Like that chord.
What? Yeah. What did he say?
Drive a mile just to ride you again.
That's not much commitment.
Yeah, it's not a mile.
Again, we're implying smallness. We're everything that's described in this song is small and require. It's just. I don't understand.
Not
the
a whole lot of
fixation.
effort,
Yeah.
perhaps. I mean, I drove a mile last week to get the 8-piece chicken nuggets that Chick-fil-A forgot to put in my bag.
I would have.
I
too.
drove a couple miles for that.
Yeah.
I don't think the woman's going to feel that special. I drive a mile.
Yeah, that's nothing.
I mean, you listen to Bryan Adams run to you. When the feeling's right, I'm going to drive all night. That implies all night implies a good 400 miles.
a couple states over.
This guy will just drive a mile. That's it. If she lives 1.1 mile away from him, he's not riding her.
He's stopping
tonight.
at 1 mile and she has to walk the remaining distance to his
She's
car.
picking him up
Yeah.
at that point.
Rock it tonight. And when she's in the groove, when she gets in loving mood, when she wants it rude, she grooves with Mista Bone. When she's in the mood, when she hits that loving groove, when she's getting
sleaze vocal delivery going on there.
Yeah. I just never bought Jack Russell as a legitimate, like, dangerous, sleazy guy. He was just a poser to me. Seriously, you brought it up and you nailed it, Andy. The look is terrible.
Yeah.
And then you equate that with the vocal, and then these forced lyrics. It's just like, it's not believable. It's not credible.
I think his look is better now. I'm not saying that it's great, but like that, the look at their peak, not good.
No, and I'm sorry, Nick. The comparison to Stephen Piercy couldn't be further off base. Stephen Piercy is the personification of sleaze and danger, and
he has a distinct advantage from a physical presentation aspect.
absolutely.
But what I was saying was there's a certain quality where within a certain range, their voices both have there's a fullness, a certain, like, it doesn't work
Above or below.
Yeah, it's like it does. There's a sweet spot for both of them vocally, where it's like, yep, that's that guy. Like it's unique signature kind of a sound.
All right, but one of the things that we're keying in on, it became especially true during the video age, was that you can't separate the look from the performance, really, especially with the hair metal type bands, and the guy was just never credible to me. What's funny about it?
No, nothing. It's just
Being
funny.
honest, it's just, you nailed it. The guy's just he looked terrible and then ruined everything.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's just funny to me for some reason. Because I don't know why I thought you were a fan of theirs.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah,
I don't know
So I'm
where
just
you
gonna-
got that impression.
I don't know. Just thought it was one of
It
those.
might be the
oh.
worst thing you've ever said about me. And he essentially said it to my face.
did.
I thought you were a Great White fan, man.
How could you?
Yeah, that's, and in my own house too.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's disrespectful. I apologize.
Jesus, another slight coming at me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
no, I never bought into these guys.
Here's the thing with Great. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at it looks like it's from '86, a band photo.
Yeah.
He's got kind of like a Joe Walsh thing going on. Not terrible.
Also not great, Nick.
Yeah, but that's
For hair metal, maybe not.
Yeah.
right. But that was
But
their
he's playing
genre.
But their big hits an Ian Hunter song.
Right,
They might as
and-
well look like Joe
and
Walsh.
they did a whole Zeppelin cover album, and they're closer to classic rock, Joe Walsh, Ian Hunter, than the genre they're most associated with. But by the same token, they copped that fashion when
So-
it looked like that was their wheelhouse.
So is it
and they
sort of
just
like
didn't pull it off?
Is it like a Cinderella situation? Where they musically, you wouldn't think necessarily that they would need the hair metal that they would associate so
That's not a bad
heavily with it?
comparison. That's not a bad comparison. And Cinderella looked somewhat ridiculous, but again, Kiefer was always way more credible, believable for this type of music than Jack Russell.
One thing I've heard many times, and you touched on it there, was, oh man, they're so good. They're great when they do Zeppelin. That doesn't impress me. I'm not saying that I could do it better. I'm just saying, well, cool, good for you. There's a lot of people who are good when they do covers.
Well,
It
again,
doesn't mean it's
the band at the corner bar. They did a great Zeppelin cover last night.
that doesn't make their originals better.
No, it doesn't. Not at all.
Yeah, good for you, Great White.
Okay, and here comes the showcase for Mark Kendall, the guitarist,
Okay.
who is... let it play. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Ow. I like that quite a bit.
That was interesting.
did?
I did.
I thought musically, especially with the drums,
Yeah.
there was a strange sort of marching band sort of quality to some of the drum fills that he was repeating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made it interesting.
I liked it. And before you bite my head off, let me finish what I'm going to say.
Who,
But-
me?
Everyone, both of you and everyone listening.
Huh?
I thought it had a Brian May quality, and I say that because you could tell it's very composed, and there were harmonies he added in, and there was a lot of space.
Yeah, I think
I'm not saying it sounds like exactly like Brian May, but
I
you
thought,
know,
and it sounded quite good.
yeah,
Yeah, and he was a capable, more obviously more than capable, a pretty damn good guitarist, and probably of that genre, probably the most blues based of all of them. He never really came out like full shred on anything at the time. It was always very pentatonic blues based stuff, but it always was well executed, if not mind blowing stuff, but it always fit the music, and he did a pretty good job. So yeah, I'm not gonna bite your head off about that. I mean, I did hear, and it didn't occur to me as I was listening to it, but when you mentioned it, that you did hear some Brian May-isms in there, which is not a bad thing, never a bad thing.
definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of want, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it. It's like you don't necessarily want an album full of 3-minute single type songs, but I don't know. Some of the arrangement to me is a tad pretentious. Like you nailed it earlier. It's like this is like stretched out live extended version of a song.
Yeah.
If the studio version was tighter and then they stretched it out in concert, I think it would add a little more appeal to hearing it in concert. You're basically, hearing what the live version would be, which again is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just kind of torn on whether it's a good or a bad thing to have that on the studio release.
Yeah. All these songs are pretty long on this album. It's
What are some of the other song titles?
Move It, Heart the Hunter, Highway Nights,
I like that.
and it's spelled Hiway.
Okay.
Kind of like drive through. The Angel Song, Mista Bone, Babies on Fire, like possessive, not plural.
Right.
House of Broken Love,
I remember that one, yeah.
She Only, and Once Bitten, Twice Shy. It's the closer.
Really? That's the closer?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
Wow.
Yep.
That was just like, hey, just for fun.
Yeah.
Since it goes with the album title thing we have going on.
Well, and that ended up like with Quiet Riot, a cover of like a 70s glammy artist. They hit the jackpot with it.
Except I've never heard a story of anybody in Great White saying, we really didn't try because we didn't want to do it.
Is that
Right.
what
Like
they
what
said?
Quiet
That's
Riot.
what Quiet
That was
Riot
always
said.
their thing. We didn't even try.
It's like, in fact, didn't somebody say we went out of our way to play horribly in hopes of sabotaging it?
Yeah, something
It's like,
like
yeah, well, it sounds pretty good to me, so I think you're lying about that. But anyway. All right, bring back old Jack.
When she's in the mood, when she needs that loving brood, when she wants it rude, she grooves with Mista Bone. She's in the mood, if she hits that loving groove, when she's getting rude, she grooves with Mista.
The requisite tempo shift, which I believe was in Nick's MySpace list of observations about music, every one of them spot on. I wish I could find that again.
That's gone.
I find myself reading that. I'm like, yeah, that's true. That's true too. That's right as well. This guy knows what he's talking about. Yeah. So again, it's more like forced excitement on a studio track. I don't know.
It kind of went into like 70s Aerosmith territory there, which
Careful,
I'm not.
Nick.
Well, musically, when the spot where we are now, musically, conceivably 70s Aerosmith.
All right. Well, there's only a little bit left, so
Good.
Okay.
Is that it?
that's it. No.
a little, I don't know, physical pain.
Yeah, and what?
There.
That was his reaction when he realized the woman he was trying to seduce hung up on him when she just had too many implications of his small penis. He wasn't having it.
I was gonna say, what would the situation be to make that noise? That's it. He almost had it, and then she hung up.
Either that, or again, he put her address into MapQuest and realized that she lived 1.1 mile away, and it wasn't going to happen.
No. Oh.
That's what the guy said when you guys were trying to get backstage.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what he said when he saw us being led backstage by the tour manager, somebody who actually had some fucking authority there. Dickhead.
All right. Well, Nick, you picked this song off the listener submission list. It's time to vote. Sweet Surrender or Kick in the Crotch. What do you say?
Close one. I'm going to give it a Sweet Surrender, though.
Sweet surrender. Hell yes.
No. I had so much fun talking about it.
Oh yeah,
That
amazing discussion.
That plays a role.
Hilarious.
Plays a role in the voting stage. If people haven't noticed by now, this isn't there. Bands had songs like this where it was the doom, like the groove, bass groove was basically what was driving it the entire song, and it didn't seem to go anywhere too exciting from there. A lot of bands had that, especially in the 80s. They would have a song on the album that did that. Don't ask me why. I don't know if there was some sort of credibility to having a song like that wasn't just straight up ear candy the whole time. But I mean, so this isn't something I'm going to probably go listen to tomorrow because I didn't love it, but it was very entertaining, and I mean it had guitar solo. That ending was kind of cool, maybe a little forced, but kind of cool, and they kept it short, which like a lot of the references in the lyrics, they kept things short, and it was a fun song, not great in my opinion, but I can appreciate it for the entertainment value that it gave us. So I'll pass it along to
I think Andy should go
Andy.
next.
Okay.
I'm kicking it.
It's a humiliating kick in the crotch.
Actually, Pierre sounded like Jack at that. We might have to replace Pierre with Jack's bit at the end.
We might have to do that. Like Nick said, there was a lot of fun in the discussion, which oftentimes elevates the song for me. But I don't know. Some things I just couldn't get past. And I didn't mind the chorus. I liked the solo, but still, kicking it. Didn't do it for me. I can't get on board with Great White. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't.
I'm 100% with you.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
I can get into a few songs I've heard, but as far as going and buying an album, I don't know.
Yeah. Chris?
Well, I'm going to drive 2 miles just to kick it in the crotch. I got no problem doing
It's
that.
a humiliating kick in the crotch.
Even at these gas prices,
Yeah, I
he's
know.
driving an extra
exactly.
mile.
I'm not sure I'd drive 3 miles to do it, but I'm gonna drive 2 miles.
We gotta
and
check
kick it.
check Gas Buddy first before you make that decision.
I don't know about Gas Buddy. What is that?
It's a map.
Uh-huh.
It's a site where there's a map, and you just click anywhere in the map, and it gives you the more or less accurate gas prices in that area.
I go to one gas station. That's all I need. I got my discount card over there. I'm good.
I thought it was
These-
Go ahead.
These jackasses driving 40 miles to save 10 cents on a gallon of gas. You just blew it up driving all the way out to that gas station that wasn't even close to you.
Yeah.
My ex-brother-in-law was like that. He'd fucking drive miles and miles away, take up all of his time just to save like $50 on an item, you know. It's just like you have to weigh in the value of everything involved in what you're doing and decide if it's worth it to
Including your time, right?
you, especially your time.
The prices aren't a big thing to me, but I will drive extra if I know a gas station doesn't have Maria Menounos blasting in my face at the pump.
So you don't want that.
No, I hate those.
Okay.
I absolutely
gas station TV.
Absolutely despise the invention of the gas station
Another
infomercial machine.
Another plus for my favorite gas station, Family Express, here in Northwest Indiana.
They don't have that shit, huh?
They don't have that
Good.
shit. You get the membership card. You get huge discounts on gas.
What more could you want?
For Andy and I, it's conveniently located.
Yeah.
So something to consider, Nick.
Yeah.
I might have to
You're
get
clearly angry about what you're
I
being
am.
subject. I'm telling you, you will not be subjected to this at Family Express. They don't. You don't have to put up with that shit anymore. You're in
sold.
your 40s.
I'm sold. Another year has come and gone, almost,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't need it anymore.
Plus, when you come over to Montezuma, it's right there on the way. You can top off your tank every week
That's
when
true.
you're on your way over here to record.
I might on the way home.
Telling you, get a membership card. Plus, when you first sign up, you get 20 cents off a gallon, something like that. Do
Wow.
it.
There you go.
You can end Maria Menounos in your life. It can happen for you immediately.
Yeah, I mean, she's the most innocuous person I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't. She's.
Can
on,
I say
just 'cause
this,
she's
however?
on, just because she's on there, I can't do it.
Can I say this, however? The Playboy Super Bowl party they sent me to in Dallas, I believe was it had to have been 2011 because the year later we all got whacked.
Yeah.
But she was one of the notable celebrities who was at that party. Stunning in person.
Well, there's that. That's why they put her on there.
Well, it is 11 years later, and she, it's a little different vibe when she's barking at you through a gas pump versus being right there in person. But at any rate, Nick, you don't have to put up with that shit anymore.
I'm not going to.
When you said Gas Buddy, I thought it was one of those porno sites that people used to watch in our basement 15 years ago.
That credit cards would just come right out of pockets, flying out of pockets.
That was a different time back then. Actually, maybe I should have said 20 years.
I believe
Time is
there's
right.
a video called Gas Buddy Factor that raised a lot
That's
eyebrows. back in
perhaps
the day.
perhaps we'll. It'll be if you're a high level Patreon subscriber, Chris will come over to your house with his copy.
Yeah, I will appear at your next bachelor party and ruin it.
Your next bachelor party. If you spend money on that, you will have
Another.
an opportunity for another
Yeah.
bachelor party.
Yeah.
So Nick, who do you like less, Maria Menounos or Billie Jean King?
Billie Jean King.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Just,
Maria Menounos does not have an insufferable self-righteous air about her. I'll just say that.
Nick went off on Billie Jean King in one of our discussions, and I was loving every minute of it just because the randomness of it. You know, so great.
All right. Well, if you disagree with us, we're sorry.
That's just the fucking way it is.
Deal with it.
And she seems like a nice lady.
Who?
Maria Menounos.
Oh yeah.
Not Billie Jean King.
No.
She does not seem like a nice lady.
No, she's not.
Maria Menounos seems like a perfectly nice lady. Just those gas station TVs.
You don't have to put up with it anymore, Nick. I've given you a solution.
You're going to take it, yeah.
Quick thing. 20 minutes ago, I got an email from Quality Inn.
Oh God.
How was your stay?
Tell us about your stay at the Quality Inn.
Send them a link to this episode.
I think I will. We value your opinion. Please share your thoughts with us.
We won't get up.
Yeah,
but we value your opinion.
We won't give you one of the 40 chairs that are being unused.
That guy would not have gotten up and tried to stop you.
No.
No way.
He wouldn't have done shit.
Well, and the other thing in the bathroom, so it was a pretty small bathroom, but they had this oversized vanity countertop for the sink, right? That extended over the toilet to the point where the toilet was wedged in and it was crooked. It was like it was not straight up and down. It was like the leaning Tower of Pisa of toilets. And it was also like 6 inches up from the ground. Can you imagine having to sit down on that thing? You'd never be able to get back up. You're like sitting down on the floor.
Like a Japanese toilet.
Yeah, exactly. Place a toilet.
All right. Well,
Did you send a review? You were typing.
no. I just got rid of it.
Oh.
It was like a 1 to 10. Click the button. How would you rank it? I clicked the lowest one, and that was it.
Yeah.
I didn't add any additional comments. But
It's funny if your phone started ringing right now.
Hey, dude, why'd you send that? Can you delete
We
that?
heard you talking about us.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Let's take another commercial break. And we'll be right back with more Pod of Thunder.
I don't give
Yards of questions.
motherfucker. I give them.
Sing away.
Yes, Chief.
Some good wood on that one.
Yes. It's time for Yardo Questions. Brought to you by Quality Inn.
home of the crooked toilet. I should have taken a picture of that. I should have taken a picture of that and the continental breakfast area that basically looked like the aftermath of what's going on in Ukraine in any given city right now. It's like a bomb went off in there. Wow. Horrible.
I also noticed that the bathtub, I don't want to say it had a hole in it, but it had maybe it's cast iron. It had a decent divot from some kind of heavy,
a violent crime that was committed.
Like it was struck with a hammer.
Speaking of Tony Montana.
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
Got chopped up with a chainsaw in there at one point.
I found a Yardo Questions that I like. I'm going to send it to Nick and see if... Nick, tell me, did we do this one?
Oh, boy.
Or did I just read it once before to myself when it came in?
Let's see here.
'Cause I don't want to do a duplicate here. I usually move it to a new folder, but it seems very familiar to me.
I don't remember this first question at all.
Okay. What about 2 and 3? Especially 3. 3's a unique one.
No, I don't remember these. No.
Okay. Then I
second one sounds similar to something we'd had, and this is my buddy who sent it. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. Then I just read it a while ago, and it's still in my head. Okay, this week's Yardo Questions comes to us from Tony Griggs. What's going on, Tony?
Oh, okay. Yeah. One of our more involved listeners. He would prefer we did more metal,
Yeah.
but you know what are you gonna do? He's still listening. That's the important thing.
Yeah. All right. Question 1. You're starting a hair metal band in the 80s, and you need a front man.
Well, it's not going to be Jack Russell. Say that right now.
So there's 3 options here. Bret Michaels, Vince Neil, or Stephen Pearcy. Who are you going with?
Ooh.
You have your choice. All 3 guys showed up for the audition.
All 3 guys the girls are going nuts for. Probably pretty equally, I would think. Right?
Well,
Right?
I would say Stephen would be one level below.
You think so?
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying one notch below those
You
two.
don't think?
As far as mass popularity, yes, but in terms of his appeal, I'm not so sure about that.
Okay.
And in fact, I'm taking Pearcy of those 3, and I'm not even thinking twice about it. He embodies the Sunset Strip sleaze vibe to me. Just the look, the sound of his voice, some of the lyrics he's put out. When that guy's been on point, one of the best front man in that whole scene, no question about it.
You know, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the same choice, despite the fact that as far as commercial success, he'd be number 3.
Yes.
But at that time, taking voices into account, see, Vince Neil had very unique in the studio voice. Live, they say he whipped the girls into a frenzy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Brett,
Nikki Sixx said that. You can't really believe anything he says. Go on.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Bret Michaels definitely had the look. He had sang some big hits. So I'm not saying his voice isn't up to par or anything, but if I'm starting a band, I'm probably gonna go with Pearcy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna agree with Chris. There's a whole package. There's a whole vibe. There.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's like you got to take the visual into
Yeah.
effect, and like, Bret Michaels is like this upbeat party guy, which again is not a bad thing, but if I'm looking to get sleazy, sort of approach, your Guns N' Roses, Faster Pussycat, LA Guns vibe, I'm going with Pearcy, which kind of sounds odd because Motley Crue definitely embodied that as well, but I don't know, Vince not as sleazy as Pearcy in my opinion.
Well, if there's a 3-band bill, you guys are both opening
Yes, we are.
for eternity.
But that's okay.
Question 2. If you could eradicate one musician, actor, or pop culture icon in history,
Billie Jean King.
That's why I started laughing. Like, is he going
I'm
to say
done.
Billie Jean King? Who would it be? Not talking death here, just never made it to the level of popularity.
Okay.
So you just never, this person just erased from pop culture.
What were the 3? Just any celebrity is
Basically, it's a
what he's getting at?
musician, actor, or pop culture icon.
Well, I'm gonna sit back here
Yeah,
for the rest of this.
That
one.
was easy.
Menounos for you, Nick?
No, I have no problem with her.
Just
Personally,
yeah.
it's just that she happens to be the person on those things.
Yeah. Man, there's so many. I mean, pop culture icon. I mean, there's so many
Well, I mean,
vapid individuals out there.
Musician, there's one that you have brought up.
Well, we're not
very
supposed to pick
frequently.
one, all 3, are we? I mean,
No,
you
but I'm
can,
but I'm just saying there's a musician that you have very frequently brought up that you can't understand how he made it to the level that he
Who
made
would
it.
that be?
That'd be Mr. Jeff Lynne.
Oh, well, yeah, that's too obvious. I'm
Yeah, that is an obvious one
trying
for you.
to trying to come up with something original here. I guess actor, I would go with Tom Cruise. Just what a dickhead that guy is, you know.
No movies of his that you appreciate.
The only one,
much?
the one I like the most is Eyes Wide Shut, and mainly because he's being fucked with throughout the whole thing. And what is better to watch than Tom Cruise being fucked with? I don't see him as his character. I see him as Tom Cruise being royally fucked with, and it's highly enjoyable to see. But
I don't like him either in anything.
and had Tom Cruise not risen to prominence, we might never have gotten the movie Top Gun, which would be a good thing. When I see like heterosexual men get all wound up about Top Gun, I really gotta wonder about them. Grown heterosexual men clamoring for the Top Gun reboot that's coming out this year.
I've never seen it. Never seen the
No,
original.
I've never seen it. I have no interest in seeing it.
I've seen both Hot Shots.
There you go. That's
Well,
all you need.
that's the right direction to take.
Yeah.
Don't watch the original. Watch the parody.
I went for the parodies. I've never
Good.
seen. Was it Airport? I've never seen that. I've seen Airplane.
Right.
I did see Airport back
Did
in
you?
the day in the Sense Around Theater. They put these mechanisms that would shake the seats when
Really?
there was like impact on the screen.
Did that freak people out?
Yeah, it was kind of hokey,
At that
actually.
point,
I mean,
yeah.
the build-up, the way they marketed it, you expected something more. It ended up being a little hokey.
It was like when they had Married with Children in 3D.
Really? I
Didn't
never
they do
even
that
had
with 3D glasses?
Did they have
One
married? Was
episode?
Married with Children one?
I thought so.
I remember they were showing Hondo one year, and we went out and got glasses.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There was something else
Hondo.
too.
That's when he throws the kid in the water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kid who can't swim. He just tosses a child.
Toss him in the drink.
Yeah.
He figured it out.
Nick, who you got? Anybody?
Oh no, I already answered.
Oh, Billy G.
Oh yeah, it was built into this.
he meant
episode.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Okay,
Sure.
that works.
It was, no, I mean it was easy, but
That's hilarious. Just out of nowhere. Is just explosion on Billie Jean King. Love it. Love it when stuff comes out of left field like that, which happens a lot in our chats.
It does. All right. Question 3. What is one thing that just really chaps your ass, and in the grand scheme of life, it really shouldn't? Mine are personalized license plates. Yeah, it's weird, but they bother me. Guys, thanks again for always entertaining me on Mondays. Makes it easy to get back to the work week. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it. Good questions.
See,
Thank you for
I
listening.
kind of answered this already too.
I just wanted to say on the personalized license plate tip, Nick's nephew, who went with us to the Caribbean Cove debacle, lives right across the street from me now. He has personalized license plates on both of his cars.
Oh really?
So,
Yeah, he's serious about that.
one says Miata with several T's, and the other one says Dude, D-O-O-O-O-O-D.
I like
something
that.
like that.
I like that. That's good.
I admit I have a personalized plate on one of our cars.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
So sorry about that, Tony. Hope you don't. I hope you keep listening.
People might think mine is, but it's not. The first 3 letters that were issued to me are BNR.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that when I saw that.
Yeah, that's
no,
brilliant.
not on purpose.
Incredible.
It's kind of like when I got my most recent cell phone number, which has been a good long time now. The last 3 digits are 666. I go, oh yeah, I'm taking that one.
I think they wouldn't even offer it. They did.
They did. So you got something for this, Nick?
See, I would go with the TVs on the gas pumps, but that I don't consider just a novelty offense, which I think that's what he's getting at. It's more something that
I think it could be anything, right? Andy?
Anything.
Yeah.
Okay, because I consider that more of an assault on my senses. That's
Personal affront.
That's justified.
Yeah. Man, let me think.
That is a good question, though.
Well, the only one that's coming to mind for me is guitar related. And so, if you got a guitar with a maple fretboard, meaning the light colored wood, right? And the headstock is painted either solid black or to match the color of the body of the guitar, I wouldn't buy that guitar in a million years.
Interesting.
If you got a maple fretboard, the headstock needs to be unfinished maple as well. If it's got any kind of contrasting color, I wouldn't own that guitar. If you paid me to own it, I would refuse it.
Never had one?
No.
Always hated it?
It just drives me nuts aesthetically when I see a guitar like that.
What is this? Is this called rosewood? What is
Yeah,
that
the
called?
darker fretboard wood is typically rosewood, sometimes ebony,
Okay.
which would be a more solid black or it's got grain in it, light dark grain in it, but that's clearly not a deal breaker for me.
No.
But the light colored fretboard with contrasting colored headstock, absolutely not.
Nick's thinking.
I am thinking.
Like a lot of strats are like that, right? Where they don't have the color continues, the maple continues all the way through, right?
Typically, over time, they've made some variations on that, but more often than not on a Fender, if it's got all
Fenders, right?
Most, if not all, but most Fenders have unfinished maple headstock, regardless what the fretboard material is. But, in the 80s, you started to get a little more colorful. You'd have like a black headstock or, again, color matching the body. Dark colored fretboard, fine. Light colored, absolute deal breaker, 100%.
Something that does kind of bother me.
Uh-oh.
Shouldn't. But it's if you're at a party, some sort of a gathering, and the main course is pizza that's being brought in from somewhere. And so what's the common denominator in a pizza?
Cheese, right?
Cheese, right? There's maybe one large cheese,
Yeah.
a large sausage, and then like 2 garbage pizzas, right? By garbage I mean everything,
Multiple
right?
toppings.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then by the end, not even by the end of the evening, pretty quickly the cheese is gone. Nobody's touched maybe 1 or 2 pieces of the garbage pizza. There's 2 larges sitting there. They're not going with the common denominator, going with the assumption that everybody wants everything on it.
Yeah, if you don't know,
You got to break it down, I think, to the common denominator and err on the side of caution there.
if you don't know who you're ordering for, it's better to be safe.
Maximum 1 topping on
I was
any
gonna
given
say,
pizza.
Yeah.
If you got sausage and you don't like it, you could pick it off. But if you've got 4 vegetables, it's not even worth eating at that point. If
Right.
you don't like it.
If you don't like it, correct. No, that's a pretty good one. It's just some people not under. It's a lack of situational awareness. We talk about that occasionally on the show. Not reading the room, so to speak. It's like, you can't please anybody. So knowing that, why would you order a pizza with 4 or 5 toppings
Yeah.
on it?
But
Not
then
good.
again, it's kind of an irrational thing 'cause it's like, oh, they bought pizza for me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why it fits into this.
Yeah.
The ungratefulness of my gripe. But
No,
yeah.
that's a valid one. That's a good one, actually.
All right. Well, thank you, Tony, for your Yardo questions. And if you want to send a Yardo questions, please do go to potofthunder.com. Send us 3 questions. And add some songs to the listener submission list while you're at it. If we choose your song, I will eventually send you a sticker. I gotta get on that. Little behind, sorry. I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna neglect my responsibilities tomorrow and catch up on that. Maybe we should start sending stickers to Yardo questions, people. What do you think? Maybe a
Because it's
motivator
only-
to get some more good ones.
We can switch it up. Why not?
Or both. I mean, we don't have to not do the song thing. We do both.
At the moment, you're not sending stickers to anybody, so
true.
I'd go baby steps on that.
Yeah.
Get back in the
You're right.
groove of what you're supposed to be doing.
True.
Before you expand the net.
That's true. But I was looking at our pool of Yardo questions. There's still a couple good ones, but I'm starting to sweat. Might be time for some Amazon reviews in May or June.
Hey, we do.
Well,
we
just-
we have that in the hopper. if
Yeah.
We need to, but
Well,
you know.
People tend to respond if we throw down a challenge. Get us.
Yeah,
I think the focus should be. We have a lot of songs. Maybe the focus for a while should be on get us some yards.
Get some good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't let us down our anniversary month, man.
Yeah.
Everybody
Nothing
else
worse.
is trying to, apparently.
Everywhere we go, at every turn, someone's screwing us over.
Be it some jackass at the low quality inn in Aurora or Maria Menounos at the gas pump. Somebody's getting under our skin and just doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon.
Nope. All right, well, let's end on a good note and remind everybody what month it is, like you said. Come on!
One more song, and I think I'm going
How is it still funny to go in peace? Still, it's been 8 years. It's still